How should you have a sex life with Peyronie's disease? When the inflammatory process is ongoing, everything quiets down. Things start to settle. Anyone can develop Peyronie's disease with severe changes. You're having sex with a woman and you're afraid. There's a story like this. A study was conducted among the wives of men with Peyronie's disease. This is important as a doctor who regularly treats Peyronie's disease. Sex with Peyronie's disease. Very often I'm asked about this topic, how to have a sex life with Peyronie's disease. So there are two stages in the course of Peyronie's disease. There's the acute stage, when the inflammatory process is happening. If the penis is seriously injured during this time, the plaque will worsen later on, which will aggravate the course of Peyronie's disease. That's why sex is allowed. Ejaculation is possible. But rough, harsh, or injurious movements during sex that could hurt the penis are strictly forbidden, first and foremost. Next, when your doctor has managed to stop the inflammation, and I can usually do that in about 10 days, everything calms down and a completely different stage begins where proper healing is needed. So, once the healing process has started, then you can have sex. The main goal there is not to cause any damage. So you can be a bit more active, but you should never be too rough. Anyone can develop Peyronie's disease. Furthermore, if you have developed significant scar tissue changes in the penis, which happens in the later stages of Peyronie's disease, these are quite pronounced changes. But that was a long time ago, more than 2 years ago. It doesn't bother you, the curvature is minor, but you worry, you get anxious, you get nervous, and you're afraid of women. We recently had a very famous person from Moscow who had this exact situation. And he came to see me specifically about this. He has had Peyronie's disease for a long time now, and he doesn't date women. So, guys, let me say this especially for you. A study was conducted among the wives of men with Peyronie's disease. I'm going to tell you about this now. Attention, as a doctor who regularly treats Peyronie's disease and understands the situation very well. Secondly, as a psychotherapist, attention, I've been practicing psychotherapy for a long time and quite competently. And thirdly, as a woman. Fourthly, as a gossip. Because many wives have come through my office, as well as men suffering from Peyronie's disease and the patients themselves with Peyronie's disease. So, guys, it's you who are stressing out about this. For a woman, a curved penis is actually an interesting story. It's interesting. She's fine with it, she finds it intriguing. And it's not your length that she likes, but the interesting ways it's used. Really, there's a grown woman here with me who can confirm this. Yes, that's true. So if the curvature doesn't prevent you from having sex, sometimes penetration is impossible, those movements are impossible, but that's a different story. If movement is possible, guys, don't stress and just live your life. Or just go ahead and get surgery, go straight to the operation. So make up your mind, if you need surgery, then get surgery. If you can have a normal sex life, then have a normal sex life. Because if you stay in this in-between state, you'll end up with such psychological trauma that no psychotherapist will be able to fix it, since the situation itself won't be resolved. Once again, either you tell yourself, good job man, everything's great, you've become even more interesting, and just live your life like that, really live. Or you say, no, this isn't for me, I'm going to solve this problem. You go and get surgery. There are 3 types of surgeries. A shortening operation, where they cut from the other side and the penis straightens. Lengthening, when something is inserted into that area and the penis straightens. Or they remove all the cavernous bodies, throw them out and put in implants. So it all depends on the amount of investment, the doctor's capabilities, and your personal desire. But most importantly, you should see a doctor when the plaque is just forming, when it's still soft and painful. Even if it's hard and painful. When it hurts during the first year and a half of treatment, we simply remove it. We remove such plaques, well, in 100% of cases. It was a pleasure. Goodbye.